Before this video starts, Mr. Washburn has a message for all of you, so please listen and be patient. Thank you, and here's the message that he wants to send you guys.
Hello everyone, it's me, Clayton Washburn here, or you can just simply call me Mr. Washburn or Sonic and Sharko or Shark Boy. You just call me whatever, really. I really don't give a damn. And I just wanted to come on by and just say thank you all so much for the support and the feedback. Even after I, deleted everything and had to concentrate on stuff. I'm still concentrating on college and other things in life, just let y'all know. And yeah, that's all I really wanted to say. But overall, I really hope you guys enjoy the series that we created just for y'all, and we're making it up to you. So yeah, thank you all so much once again. And this is probably going to be the last time you'll hear my real life voice for quite a while. So yeah. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the series and the episodes themselves. And hopefully I will see you guys next time, possibly in the future. So just enjoy the series and have yourself a great and awesome rest of your day. Right after you're done watching this video, of course. So yeah, once again, thank you all so much. See you next time.
But seriously though, thank you all so much for your support and positive feedback. And we will now get right into our first episode. So enjoy the episode, and we truly hope you all love the series itself. So here we go.
Coming up on Epic Friday Battles.
So for our first opponent we have Mega Shark. The strongest version of Mega Shark is the fourth Mega Shark from Mega Shark vs. Colossus. The weakest version of Mega Shark is Mega Shark version 1 from Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. The aggressive version of Mega Shark is Mega Shark version 3 from Mega Shark vs. Mecha Shark. And the biggest version of Mega Shark is Mega Shark version 2 from Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus. So for our second opponent we have Super Shark. The shark is exceptionally strong and extremely aggressive, while we also have some more information about both Super Shark and Mega Shark. So now it's officially time to discuss who the winner is in this battle. Who will be the winner of today's episode? Mega Shark or Super Shark? Based on all of the information that we received about Mega Shark and Super Shark, the winner of this battle is...
Warning. These episodes contain spoilers, and some of them may not be suitable for young audiences, especially children, so I would suggest you click off these videos if you don't want to get spoiled, or hear the foul language in these episodes. Also, some of it may be gruesome, and a little too much for some people. So once again, please, click off these videos if you don't want to get traumatized or anything like that. I'm warning you, people. But anyways, enjoy the episode and have fun with the series.
Hello, sexy people of the internet, and welcome to our first episode of Epic Friday Battles. In this series, I explain what the fight is between and which opponent that we have for each episode. This also includes fan-made battles and made-up battles like these. For example, if there's a battle that you want us to see and talk about in these episodes, then feel free to comment down below, and we will take your requests and add them for every episode. Also, if any of you have any questions at all, then feel free to ask, and we'll answer your questions. We post one episode of Epic Friday Battles every Friday, and there is a possible chance that we may or may not post an episode on Friday if we are busy with other things. So if this were to happen for any reason at all, then my apologies. But enough about all of that, and let's get right into our first episode of this series, y'all. For today's video, we have a fight between two giant sharks, and they are Mega Shark and Super Shark. Who will win in this episode and why? We will find out once we explain everything about our first opponent, which is Mega Shark, and then we'll talk about everything else with our second opponent, which is Super Shark. So without further ado, let's talk and find out who the true winner is for this battle right here, right now. So for our first opponent, we have Mega Shark. Mega Shark, or as it sometimes goes by the Titan Megalodon, is a giant kaiju shark that's based on a real prehistoric shark called the Megalodon that lived in the oceans over 23 million years ago and went extinct approximately 3.6 million years ago. It's a film series created by The Asylum, which is a movie company known for making horrible and yet hilarious movies, along with rip-off movies too. They even make random movies and also movies that just make no sense at all for the most part. If you or anyone has ever seen their films or their company, then you would probably know how truly bad and unhinged these movies are, especially with the awful acting and the unbelievable CGI that they use for their movies. Most of their movies are so bad that it's good. And the same would go for the Mega Shark series since they're low-budget movies. So if you people enjoy movies like this, then The Asylum is made for you, and you'll definitely enjoy their movies if you're interested in them. Anyways, enough about that. Mega Shark is basically Godzilla, but is technically more of a rip-off movie series, and it only has 4 movies to the series. So basically, Mega Shark is the Asylum's version of their Godzilla mascot, and is considered the largest megalodon in fiction. This shark has fought against 4 giant beings, and they are a giant octopus, a crocosaurus, a mecha shark, and even a gigantic robot called Colossus from the entire series of Mega Shark. So now let's talk about the origin of Mega Shark and what happens in the series itself. Mega Shark's first appearance was from Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, released in May 19, 2009, and was directed by Jack Perez. It was the first movie to the Mega Shark franchise, and the plot for the film itself is that these two giant creatures were frozen solid together for millions of years, and they finally break free after a military experiment. After that, the two of them terrorize the California coast, and they destroy all sorts of shit that got in their way until they fought each other not only once but twice, and it ended up being a draw for them after their final showdown when they killed each other and sank into the bottom of the ocean. Now let's take a look at the shark that was used in the movie. This was not only the very first Mega Shark to appear, but it was also the first female Mega Shark to appear in the series itself, and it has a dark bluish color with a white underbelly. This Mega Shark is around 1,060 feet to 1,500 feet in length, or just 323 to 460 meters, and it weighs roughly 70 to 240 tons. The first Mega Shark's strengths are physical defying agility, enormous physical power, supernatural durability, high speed, and intelligence and senses, while its weaknesses are grappling vulnerability, limited range defense, pheromone susceptibility, and bleeding out. One thing you should keep in mind is that the Asylum did not create this shark model, but rather used a 3D model of the shark for Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus, and also Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus as well, which we will get to in a moment. The first Mega Shark movie literally only made approximately $722 in domestic box office sales, and the film was produced for an estimated $1 million or less. So the reasons for it are pretty obvious, and there's no explanation needed. And another thing we all should keep in mind is that sharks and octopuses in reality do not get along with each other, and they will attack each other no matter what different species they are, and also the fact that it's not scientifically proven for them to grow kaiju size like Godzilla and the other giants. Now that that's out of the way, let's talk about Megashark vs. Crocosaurus. Megashark vs. Crocosaurus is the second film to the Megashark franchise that was released on December 21st, 2010, and was directed by Christopher Ray. The plot for this film is that after the events of the first Megashark movie, another Megashark rises from the depths of the ocean and fights off against a Crocosaurus who gives birth to thousands of baby crocs as they cause destruction on the American coastline. But here's something that just doesn't make sense. So for some reason, they keep saying that this shark is the exact same shark that survived from the giant octopus and might have faked its own death. But the truth is that this Megashark is a whole different shark, and it was the first male Megashark to appear in the Megashark franchise. So it's not technically the same Megashark from the first movie, since it has a dark gray blackish color with a white underbelly, and it is the exact same shark model that the Asylum used from the last film. Like I said already, this shark is roughly 1,500 feet long, or at least 460 meters, and it's generally considered to be larger than the first Megashark. While some say that it might be the exact same size as the first one, the second Megashark's strengths are sensory tracking, high agility and speed, aerial tail whip, and nuclear empowerment, while it has also the ability to roar and growl, and its weaknesses are sonic sensitivity and obsession. The shark and the giant crocodile go one-on-one with each other 3 different times, and unfortunately there was no winner. After they were both fighting in an underwater volcano area, and it erupts, causing the two giants to be completely toasted up like fried chicken from KFC, so it basically ends up being a draw again, just like how it went for Megashark vs. Giant Octopus. The second Megashark movie made $500,543 in box office, and the film had a reported budget of roughly $100,000 to $1 million. Truly not the best, but still though. And another thing that everyone should keep in mind is that Megashark is technically the Megalodon, but a lot more larger and aggressive than the real one, and yet some people just can't seem to get that into their heads for some reason. But whatever. And also the fact that Megashark is kinda like Godzilla, except the shark is not strong enough to defeat the king of the monsters himself, nor is it bigger than Godzilla, and Godzilla would easily win the fight against Megashark anyway. But anywho, this shark weighs between 70 to 100 tons. And here's 3 things that you probably never knew about Megashark versus Crocosaurus. The first thing is that, did you know that Megashark versus Crocosaurus wasn't supposed to exist? It was originally going to be called Megashark versus Giganotosaurus, and supposedly the shark itself was going to have a face-to-face battle with the Giganotosaurus, but it was canceled for unknown reasons from the Asylum and was instead replaced with Megashark vs. Crocosaurus. Even though they teased the movie poster and this was the actual thing itself, but it was just canceled for unknown reasons after that, the second thing that you may or may not have noticed is that in the movie itself, when the Crocosaurus is attacking the buildings in Miami, Florida, you will notice from this scene right here that one of the movie posters of Megashark vs. Giant Octopus can be seen on a high-rise building, and I can only show the screenshot of this because of copyright reasons. And the third thing that you probably never knew about is that Megashark literally got its own damn commercial for Doritos back in the 2010s. I'm not even joking, y'all, and this is actual proof of it. I would show the actual clip of it, but once again, I can't do that for copyright reasons, unfortunately. But anyways, now let's talk about Megashark versus Mechashark. Megashark vs. Mechashark is the third film to the Megashark franchise, and it's literally a Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla copycat. No joke. The movie was released on January 28, 2014, and was directed by Emil Edwin Smith. The plot for the movie itself is that after the events of Megashark vs. Crocosaurus, another new Megashark breaks free out of the iceberg that a boat was dragging, and it threatens the entire world as the government built a mecha shark to destroy the real Megashark. But little did they know, it would lead to disastrous consequences for humanity, and it would cause huge amounts of chaos and destruction from this. This shark is roughly 1,500 feet long, or 457 meters, and it weighs 250 tons to over 800,000 and 50,000 tons. It's also the second male megashark to appear in the Megashark franchise, and it's much more smaller than the last two sharks. While it also says that the shark is not exactly bigger or the same size as the last two megasharks for whatever reason, but I'm just gonna move on and just go with it. So basically, this megashark goes 1v1 with Mechashark, or as it sometimes goes by the MS-01 Mechashark, and it ends up being a draw for the third time in a row. Seriously, not the best for Megashark, honestly. Anyways, the third Megashark's strengths are immense durability, strategic intelligence, and extreme agility, while its weaknesses are sensory interference and natural mortality. This shark model is absolutely menacing, and it truly looks terrifying as hell. This is a perfect example of what I think the actual Megalodon looked like, in my opinion. It also has a much darker black-grayish color to it and a brighter white underbelly, along with a very aggressive look all over its body. This is truly one of my all-time favorite shark designs. And this film did not have traditional publicly reported box office figures, despite it was a profitable venture for the Asylum, or as it sometimes goes by the Asylum Studios to avoid confusion, which I forgot to mention. But anywho, now let's talk about Megashark vs. Colossus. Megashark vs. Colossus is the fourth and was probably the final movie to the Megashark franchise. And the reason why I say it's probably the last movie to the franchise is because after the Asylum made Megashark vs. Colossus, they just stopped making these Megashark movies because they were more focused on the highly successful Sharknado franchise, and oh boy was Sharknado everywhere. Every year, they would always make a Sharknado movie. And it was all over the world until they made the last Sharknado movie from 2018. But luckily, the Asylum is making a new Sharknado movie, and it's going to be a prequel to the first movie, where it will focus on the origin of Sharknado, since it's titled Sharknado Origins. It comes out this summer, and I can't wait to see it for myself when it comes out. Anyways, another reason why the Asylum stopped making the Megashark movies is also because of market changes. And after that, they never said that it was permanently over, nor was it discontinued, which makes it even more confusing. And yet the Asylum literally said that Megashark will return at some point. And surprisingly, Megashark actually did return. Well, not fully, to tell you the truth. The real Megashark only appears for a few seconds and just completely disappears in this film called 2025 Armageddon that was released in December 16, 2022 and was directed by Michael Su, and honestly, this film was truly a letdown. Because it was more of a multiverse type of movie, where aliens invade Earth and they bring all of the creatures from the Asylum to life to destroy humanity, but yet only several of them made their appearances, and that was literally it. And as for Megashark, they seriously did my boy so dirty that they literally used the real Megashark at the end of the film after all the creatures go into the portal and the shark's never seen again at all after that. And no, this is not Megashark, all right? Let me explain. This particular shark comes from a different series that was created by the Asylum called Megalodon, and it's not a continuation of Megashark, nor is the series a sequel or a prequel to Megashark. The first Megalodon movie is actually a ripoff of the Meg, despite telling a different storyline since it also came out in 2018, and there's only 3 movies to the Megalodon series. I know that it seems confusing, but that's the truth. And that's why this Megalodon is not Megashark at all. Moving on about Megashark vs. Colossus. The film itself was released in July 7, 2015, and was directed by Christopher Ray. The plot for the movie is that after the events of Megashark vs. Mechashark, another new Megashark hatches out of its egg from an illegal Russian mining operation and grows into an adult quickly as the shark goes one-on-one with a giant Cold War Russian doomsday robot called Colossus that wants to destroy both the shark and humanity as well. This Megashark is over 1,500 feet long or 460 feet meters, while it weighs 240 tons. This shark is not bigger than the last three, but it is more aggressive than the other three sharks, as it's also the second female mega shark to appear in the Mega Shark franchise. The fourth mega shark's strengths are extreme durability, immense physical power, adaptability and speed, and high intelligence, while it also has the ability to roar and growl. Just like the second mega shark from Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus, and its weaknesses are susceptibility to control, biological limits, sensory interference, and radiation attraction. This mega shark goes 1v1 with Colossus, not only once but twice, while also being controlled by Joshua Dane, who wanted to end humanity for good by using both the shark and Colossus at the same time. But little did he know that it would backfire so badly that he loses control of them and ends up dead by Colossus. And after that, Mega Shark and Colossus have their final showdown, and Colossus sacrifices himself by grabbing the shark and sinking down to the ocean depths and exploding, causing the both of them to die. They thought it was finally over, but little did they know. A new baby mega shark hatches out of its egg in the Aegean Sea, and it's a newborn female mega shark. This was the third female mega shark to appear in the Mega Shark franchise, and she was gonna revenge her mama after what happened. But unfortunately, we never got a fifth Mega Shark movie at all after that. And even after nearly 11 years, it still begs the question, will we ever get a new sequel to Mega Shark after Mega Shark vs. Colossus? Well, I don't even know if we will ever see Mega Shark again after the fourth movie. And it's highly unlikely that the Asylum will actually make a new Mega Shark movie anyway. Sure, Mega Shark returns in 2025, Armageddon, but it just doesn't feel right. And they treated the shark like a big joke, which is seriously not cool at all, and they should have done a better job with this movie anyway. But anywho, enough of that. There are no public records of the box office earnings for Mega Shark vs. Colossus, and it likely turned a profit for the Asylum. So based on all of this, the Mega Shark franchise did not make lots and lots of money for the obvious reasons, and there's no explanation needed for it at all. But either way, it's not the first time that the Asylum deals with stuff like this anyway. So yeah, now based on all of the information that we have from Mega Shark, the strongest version of Mega Shark is the fourth Mega Shark from Mega Shark vs. Colossus, or as I call it, Mega Shark version 4, or just V4. So that way it avoids confusion and you know which one I'm talking about. The weakest version of Mega Shark is Mega Shark version 1 from Mega Shark vs. Giant Octopus. The aggressive version of Mega Shark is Mega Shark version 3 from Mega Shark vs. Mecha Shark. And the biggest version of Mega Shark is Mega Shark version 2 from Mega Shark vs. Crocosaurus. So based on all of this, I think we all know who might be the winner of this fight. But before we decide on who the winner is, let's discuss and find out what our second opponent has in store for us, so let's do this thing. So for our second opponent, we have Super Shark. Super Shark, or as it also goes by prehistoric shark, is an abnormally large great white shark that has been mutated by a toxic oil-drilling chemical, and it's not a megalodon, even though it literally kinda looks like one. But it's technically not, though. Super Shark is based on a real movie that was released in December 8, 2011, and was directed by Fred Olen Ray, as the film itself did not report significant, if any, theatrical box office earnings since it's one of those low-budget films. The plot for this movie is that an oil rig accidentally releases a huge mutated primordial great white shark that can walk, fly, growl, and even roar, leading to chaos at a beach resort during a bikini contest. This shark was so out of hand that the military had to build a freaking tank with legs. And yes, you are hearing this right. The shark goes up against the walking tank, and yet that doesn't do shit at all. And after that, Cat lures the shark into a cave and explodes the damn thing with the boombox. Also, Super Shark is not an inspiration of Super Gator 2007, nor is it a rip-off of Super Gator either. Sure, they share some similarities towards each other, but the truth is they're both completely different films, and they were released on different years since Super Gator was released in July 7th, 2007, and Super Shark was released in December 8, 2011, like I said already, while also sharing their differences, like, for example, one's a shark and the other's an alligator, obviously, as you guys know. And also the fact that Super Gator has more movies than Super Shark does, even though there's literally only 2 Super Gator movies. While the second one is not only a sequel, but also a crossover fight movie between Super Gator and Dino Croc. Also, Dino Croc is a real movie, by the way, that was released in April 24, 2004. And as you've probably have guessed it, this film came out before Super Gator and the crossover fight between Dino Croc and Super Gator and Super Shark were even released. Pretty crazy. Anyways, this shark is between 70 to 80 feet long in length and weighs tens of thousands of tons or more, making it the exact same size as the Megalodon. Since those prehistoric monsters grew approximately 60 to 80 feet long, the gender of Super Shark is unknown, but it's referred to as a male from the characters in the movie, and it has a grayish-black color on it with an pale or white underbelly, while the shark's strengths are near invulnerability or just bulletproof, land-walking/amphibious. High-speed flight/leaping, immense size and strength, and super senses and its weaknesses are attracted to radio signals, vulnerability to high explosives, and animalistic intelligence, while the shark itself is definitely not as big as Megashark is, as y'all guessed. But it could likely defeat the Megalodon, though. Also, here's something that you probably never knew about the shark itself, and that is, did you know that this shark model was also used in a film called Shark Hunter 2001? Shark Hunter is a shark movie that was released in October 1st, 2001, and the plot for the film itself is that a man named Dr. Spencer Northcutt, who wants revenge on a megalodon that killed his parents, and he hunts down the giant monster shark. Now I want you guys to take a look at both the shark from Shark Hunter 2001 and the shark from Super Shark 2011 and tell me what do y'all see. Do you see what I see? If you guessed it, then you, my friend, are 100% correct about the answer. It's the exact same shark model that they used for Shark Hunter, and also Super Shark, as you can tell from the looks of it. The main differences between these two shark movies is that Shark Hunter came out first before Super Shark did, and also the fact that the shark in Shark Hunter is a megalodon, while the shark in Super Shark is a large mutated great white shark. But they're both technically the same shark model, and these two sharks are actually the same size. Believe it or not, pretty amazing. The other main differences between these two are obviously their different release dates, different directors, different cast, different storylines, and you pretty much get the rest of it right. But anyways, so based on all of the only information that we have about Super Shark, the shark is exceptionally strong and extremely aggressive, while we also have some more information about both Super Shark and Mega Shark. So now it's officially time to discuss who the winner is in this battle, and why only one opponent stands out. Will one of these sharks win, or will it end up being a draw? All of you are about to find out in just a moment here, so here we go. So, who will be the winner of today's episode? Mega Shark or Super Shark? Here's what we know. Mega Shark is extremely bigger than Super Shark, and it's a kaiju shark that is capable of destroying the military, battleships, and aircraft carriers. While it does not need help to engage in combat, Super Shark is a large, mutated great white shark that can fly, walk, growl, roar, and it even has the ability to jump up extremely high enough to the point where it can destroy a flying fighter jet, while Mega Shark can jump significantly more higher than Super Shark can. Mega Shark can jump much more higher to where it can attack airplanes high in the sky, and it's capable of defeating other giants and other kaijus except for extremely powerful ones like Godzilla and King Kong, for example, while Super Shark is not capable of defeating other giants and other kaijus. But it is wildly classified as a kaiju, actually, and the shark itself can destroy boats, bigger ships, submarines, military equipment, and oil rigs, while Mega Shark does more destruction than Super Shark. Another difference between these two is that Mega Shark is canon, since it's central part of the Asylum's canon, and Super Shark is not canon, since it's not a part of any official canon or recognized film franchise. So that makes sense. Also, Mega Shark is generally more aggressive and destructive than Super Shark is while it cannot walk on land, like how Super Shark can. But Mega Shark is capable of throwing things, since Super Shark does not have the ability to throw things in the traditional sense. Mega Shark is generally considered to be more menacing and powerful than Super Shark is, and it has the louder and more frequent roars compared to Super Shark. Even though they're both capable of roaring and growling, another thing they both have in common is that they're both based on real-life sharks, since Mega Shark is a megalodon, and Super Shark is a great white shark, except sharks in reality don't mutate and they don't grow kaiju size, and besides, they're just fictional movies after all. But anyways, Mega Shark is generally more capable and significantly more stronger than Super Shark. And it's also more smarter and more dangerous than Super Shark is. While the shark is more intelligent than Super Shark, Mega Shark also has a higher IQ and tactical awareness compared to Super Shark, so from the sounds of it, it's truly not looking too good for Super Shark, unfortunately. But Super Shark does have more varied and absurd movement capabilities than Mega Shark does. But Mega Shark generally has more abilities and more power than Super Shark does, while the shark also has more movies than Super Shark. Since there's literally only one Super Shark film, Mega Shark is also significantly more faster and possesses more extreme speed feats than Super Shark. Despite both of these sharks are not immortal, nor are they gods, but they're both bulletproof. Mega Shark is significantly more deadlier and is generally considered to be more better and entertaining than Super Shark. Mega Shark is significantly more popular and more famous than Super Shark is, and it's also far more recognizable and more well-known than Super Shark, while they're both low-budget films. And also the fact that they were made from different movie companies, so Super Shark is generally considered to be the weaker shark compared to Mega Shark, and it's significantly more super than Super Shark, surprisingly. That's quite a bummer for Super Shark. While also being the bigger threat than Super Shark is, Mega Shark is generally considered to be more unstoppable and more invincible than Super Shark. While it also has more skills and tricks than Super Shark does, Mega Shark is significantly more unbreakable and more tougher than Super Shark, while it weighs heavier than Super Shark does, and it makes sense if you think about it. Also, Mega Shark has both more strengths and weaknesses than Super Shark does, and it fights much more frequently than Super Shark, without a doubt. But anywho, now it's time for the moment of truth about the fight between Mega Shark and Super Shark. The fight between these two sharks is highly debatable, and it's a popular topic for debate among monster movie fans, since both of these sharks have never actually met on screen, nor have they gotten a crossover fight film with each other, so it's not technically debated because of this. But anyways, we now have the real answer to who the winner is of this fight, and why the actual winner wins the battle. So here we go. Based on all of the information that we received about Mega Shark and Super Shark, the winner of this battle is, drum roll please, Mega Shark! That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Mega Shark is the real winner of this battle, and Super Shark is unfortunately the loser of this fight. So now we will explain why Mega Shark wins in today's episode, and why Super Shark is the loser of this video. Mega Shark wins against Super Shark mainly due to massive disparity in size, speed, superior feats of strength, and durability feats. making Super Shark look like a small fella compared to the actual size of Mega Shark, since the average Mega Sharks grow approximately 1,500 feet long, or at least 460 meters. So because of how massive Mega Shark really is, the shark could easily eat Super Shark like a tuna fish, and it would have no idea what it just ate at all. So even if Super Shark gave it all that it got, it won't be enough for Super Shark to actually beat Mega Shark, and the shark itself is unfortunately the loser of the battle due to massive disparity in scale and supernatural durability. So that says it all. But what if Super Shark won against Mega Shark instead, some of you may ask? Well, if that were to happen for any reason at all, it would be completely unfair to other people, and it would seriously cause lots of arguments if this happened. So even if Super Shark somehow manages to win against Mega Shark at all, it would solidify a new, albeit absurd, apex predator in bad movie history, and likely walking onto land to continue its rampage due to its unique walking capability, and a Super Shark victory would establish it as the supreme evolutionary shark, proving that mobility and specialized sensing trump raw size. Essentially, a victory for Super Shark means that a faster, more agile creature dominates both ocean and land, exceeding the damage capacity of the typical Mega Shark, and also the fact that it would probably lead to some consequences if this were to be the case. But in reality, Super Shark truly could not win or survive against Mega Shark, and it has no chance of winning at all, since Mega Shark has a higher chance of winning the fight against Super Shark, for the obvious reasons anyway. So even if Super Shark grew the same size or bigger than Mega Shark, it still wouldn't be enough for Super Shark, sadly. And before anyone else says it, yes, I know that there are different theories and thoughts about how Super Shark could have won against Mega Shark and blah blah blah. You get the rest of it, of course, but the real victory goes to Mega Shark, and that's done, period. So do you agree or disagree with the winner? Why or why not? Let us know in the comments down below, and if you guys have a battle request that you want us to discuss about, then comment it down below and we will make it happen, I promise. Even if you heard or seen these battles before, like for example Michael Myers versus Jason Voorhees, Jenny Wakeman versus Robot Boy, Goku versus Scarlet King, Sharktopus versus Piranhaconda, Mega Shark versus 2010 Moby Dick, Sonic the Hedgehog versus Mario, Steve versus Herobrine, and basically any type of battle that you can think of, even if it's a random battle, we will still take y'all's requests and put them in each episode either way. Don't be shy about it, and just tell us straight up. So yeah. But anyways, thanks for watching everyone, and we can't wait to see you all next Friday for episode 2 of Epic Friday Battles. Once again, if any of you have any battle requests or any questions at all, then feel free to ask, and we will answer them for y'all. So see you guys next Friday, and have a great weekend, everybody. Peace out, y'all.